Hi, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining me. Today I have a book haul and a library book haul. So I have it's mostly middle grade, and I have some picture books, and I have a few adult books from the library. A lot of these books are, the new books are books that I'm actually giving my daughter for her birthday. Her birthday's in January, and I filmed a what I got my daughter for Christmas and what I got my daughter for her birthday, but then I had some books that didn't come in yet, so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys. Okay, so the first thing is Wreck This Journal by Carrie Smith. So this is actually like an interactive drawing book, and it's all about pretty much just like the process of making art. So it's basically like carry it around everywhere you go, and it's just like doing various activities on it, like press leaves and other found objects, like just very interactive. Tear this page out, put it in your pocket, put it through the wash, stick it back in. Like very quirky. Color outside the lines, collect your pocket lint. Like it's just very like quirky. And so my daughter, I got one of these for someone else, and she saw it and she really liked it, and so she was like, can you get one for me? And I was like, sure. And so I got her that. We got her that for her birthday. So this is Dragon Rider, and this I actually got at Half Price Books. I'm going to link everything I can find via Amazon, because that's just like the easiest place that has everything. But I got this from Half Price Books. I had like a credit for selling some books back, and I never heard of this book, but it just grabbed my attention because my daughter's obsessed with dragons. So yeah, I really know nothing about this book, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to her for her birthday. And it's just like a dragon, a boy, and a quest. It's about a young dragon sets out on a magical journey to find a mythical place where dragons can live in peace forever. So, it's just very much fantasy, middle grade. It has like a few illustrations, and it's like, let's see how many pages. It's like 500 and, wow, so it's like 500, over 530 pages. So yeah, I decided to take a chance on it. Hopefully she'll like it. Okay, so, oh yeah, let me show you the next individual book. And then I have like a bunch of books that are like completing series. Well, not completing, but let me show you another standalone book. So this book I'm like so excited about, because this book's like, when I saw it online, someone showed it on Instagram, like a Instagram book person. I was so excited. It's like a Dinosaur A Day, 365 dinosaurs to take you through the year. And since my daughter's she's gonna be 10 in January, I thought it'd be like a perfect book to give her at the beginning of the year. Her birthday's in January, and so it's kind of like reminds me of like an advent calendar, yet it's like every day you get to learn about a new dinosaur. And it came with a little ribbon. So here's the author and the illustrator. And I think it's like brand new. Yeah, 2022. I got like so excited about this book. Like I found it online. I don't remember where I found it. I don't remember if I found it on Walmart.com, and it was from like a third-party seller, or like it was from a third-party seller on Amazon. I'll link it wherever I can find it. But yeah, so it's like all the months, and so in the beginning, it talks a little bit about dinosaurs, and then the rise of the dinosaurs, and then it jumps right into, like the first day. So she'll be getting this book on January 27th, which is her birthday, but yet I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. She can just kind of go back and read those, and then I'm going to bookmark it. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark it the day she gets it, which is, so some of the days it has like multiple dinosaurs. Each day it has like a new dinosaur. I really think she'll be into this. When she was like 4 years old, when she first started learning about occupations and stuff, she wanted to be a paleontologist, and she's been obsessed with dinosaurs since even before 4. I'd say like starting at like 2 or 3. She's been obsessed with dinosaurs, and even now at almost 10, she still thinks she might want to be a paleontologist. So she's still dinosaur obsessed. And so I really thought, some have like really nice 2-page spreads. So I really thought she would like this book. It's really unique. I've never seen another book like this about dinosaurs. I've seen a lot of books like this for other subjects, like, you know, a different image illustration for every 365 days. And actually, I never heard of this publisher. It's Red Shed. I like finding out about new publishers. I believe they're based in the UK. But yeah, beautiful. So I'm really excited to give her that on her birthday. Okay, so this book is the only exception that is not for her birthday. I actually bought it for myself, but I wanted to show it because like it's brand new and it's middle grade. And this is Show Me a Sign. And Anne Claire Lizotte, I'm bad with names. Okay, so this, I'm going to read it because my daughter, she's so much into fantasy. I didn't think she would be like drawn to it, but I want to try it out, and then I'm going to encourage her to read it. So basically, it's about Mary Lambert had always felt safe and protected on her beloved island of Martha's Vineyard. Her great-great-grandfather was an early English settler and the first deaf islander. Now, over 100 years later, many people there, including Mary, are deaf, and nearly everyone can communicate in sign language. Mary has never felt isolated. She is proud of her lineage. So, I believe the author is, I think, and has like a little sign language chart. So the protagonist, I don't know if it's based on a true story. And the author, I believe, so the author was born deaf with a pulmonary disability, was hospitalized and switched schools several times, which caused a poor performance and low self-esteem in grade school. So the author is writing from her very personal perspective of what she went through. I don't know if it's like about her or if it's just like in general. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting to read about. A cunning young scientist has arrived hoping to discover the origin of the island's prevalent deafness. So it's like an island where near Martha's Vineyard, or in Martha's Vineyard, where people are deaf. So I don't know if it's like historical fiction, but I thought it sounded very interesting. Yeah. And another standalone thing before I show you guys some of the series is, this isn't really a book, but it's really cute. I'm giving it to her for her birthday. It's Kuromi, whatever, the Hello Kitty. Yeah, it's like the Hello Kitty friend. And she really likes purple, and it's just a cute little journal. I got this at Five Below. I'm going to try to find it on Amazon, but I did get it at Five Below, and I thought it was so cute. Okay, so now the series. If you're watching this, you probably know that middle grade is just filled with series. Almost every middle grade book is like a series, which is not a bad thing. It's very interesting though, because like I'm constantly having to keep up with her reading with the series. So we have to decide, like, am I gonna purchase it, or are you gonna finish the series at the library? So I kind of try to look online. Like, I got some of these, I think Target had like a 2-for-1 book deal, and where you get like buy 2 get 1 free. And then some of these I got on Amazon. But yeah, so now I have like a few books to show you guys where it's like completing series. So this one is part 2 by Alex Astor, and this is Curse of the Forgotten City. So she'll be completing this series, not completing it, but working on completing it with this middle grade fiction book, which is, like I said, part 2 of a very much fantasy series, dealing with a night witch, adjusting to life with the night witch's powers, and best friends washing ashore with a band of cursed pirates. So yeah, dealing with pirates and witches. So yeah, and this was the first one. It's a Curse of the Night Witch. Sorry, that's the first one. This will be the second one, and then 7 Wonders. So in the 7 Wonders series, I assume that there will be 7 because it's like 7 called 7 Wonders, and my daughter did too, but I believe it's like 5, and I looked it up online, and I don't think it seems like the 5th one was printed a while ago, but she loves this series, and I asked her, she really wanted me to purchase this series and so she could reread. So, because I always ask her, like, do you really think you're gonna reread it? And if you do, like, I'll try to like work on purchasing it. Or do you think like it'd be something that you could just finish from the library because, you know, you want to finish it, but you don't think you'll reread it or whatever? Because if we buy every single series, we'll like literally, you know, we'll have just not enough space, go broke. So this was one of her favorite series, and you know, it was dealing with 7 wonders of the ancient world before the Master takes control. So I think it's like dealing a little bit with mythology. They mentioned like the lost statue of Zeus, so she really likes this series. And then Artemis Fowl. This is book 4 in the Artemis Fowl series by Ian Colfer. And another one, this very much like fantasy. I think it deals with like fairies or elves, the evil pixie. Yeah, fairy police. Yeah, so it's very much also fantasy, which is what she likes. And then the last like book series book I have is Christopher Poloni's, oh gosh, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Briesinger, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but The Inheritance Cycle. This is, I believe, book 3. So this one's a bit longer. I think this one's YA. But the first one was Aragon, eldest. Oh yeah, and then so this one says Inheritance Cycle 3. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm kind of confused now. This is the 3rd book. Oh, okay. It's right in front of me. Book 3. Sorry. Book 3, The Inheritance Cycle. I had that, but you never know. I get confused in some of these series. But, so this one's actually like 730, like over, yes. Oh, wow. Okay. 760 pages. So these are a bit longer, but like I said, I'm not sure. It's possibly YA, but yeah. You know, very much fantasy, very much dealing with dragons. She loves dragons, and she really likes the writing in this series. I guess because it is a little bit older. Maybe it's middle grade. I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay, so that's all of her birthday books haul, and then now I'm going to show you guys a library book haul. I took a break from the library for the past her and I took a break from going. We usually go to the library like every week, or I go pick up stuff, and then we took a break because I wanted to like catch up on my end of the year 2022 reading, and she had a lot of books she wanted to read. So now we're starting back up again. I was just like missing the library. So these books are just like mixed. This is middle grade. This is the Ogres and the Orphans by Kelly Barnhill. This book I've seen on a lot of like middle grade favorites list, and I just wanted to check it out. The Ogress was hardworking and kind and generous. She loved others more than she loved herself. This can be a problem, of course, sometimes, but it can also be a solution. So it sounds like this, it's like a lovely town. Fires, floods have caused people to lose their library, their school. Only the clever children of the orphan house and the kindly ogress at the edge of town can see how dire the town's problems are. So it sounds like this ogress is kind of like a giant or something, and it just sounds like it would have been, I don't know, like, so I haven't started it. I want to read it, and then I'm going to see if my daughter wants to read it, but I already started I just read the first chapter. I do that when I check out books just to see if I like the writing, and I think the writing's good, so I will try it, and I'll see if my daughter wants to try it. It's kind of fantasy-ish, but not really. It's more like on the lines of like, I guess like fairy tale-ish type stuff. I'm not sure, but it's not like realistic fiction, but so she might be interested, but I am. And then the next book I got from the library, I believe is middle grade. It's Some Kind of Happiness by Claire Legrand. Simon and Schuster Kids. So it is middle grade. This book, honestly, I was just scrolling on my library and the cover drew me in. it's just a really pretty cover. And this book is like about a child. Her parents are having problems and she is sent to her grandparents' house for the summer. Never met her grandparents. She has blue days when life feels overwhelming and it's hard to keep up. And then it says, Finley's only retreat is Everwood, a forest kingdom that exists in the pages of her notebook, until she discovers the endless forest behind her grandparents' house and realizes that Everwood is real and it's in trouble. So again, it kind of sounds like a child, dealing with things and wanting to help a situation, and kind of like have some type of magical element with this Everwood forest. So it's kind of like more realistic fiction-ish, but then it has some, magical-ish kind of elements. So again, I checked this out for myself, but I'm going to see if my daughter's interested. I don't know if she will be. And I tried this book. Also, I read like the first chapter in the beginning. It seems like the writing's good. I'm not sure. I don't like books with like too much dialogue. I'm not sure. A lot of times with middle grade, sometimes I notice as an adult, as a reader, for me, I don't connect with the dialogue as much because it's like written for kids. So I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to try it out and it seems interesting. Yeah. And then the back says, imagine if Wednesday Addams had written The Princess Bride, and you've got some kind of idea of some kind of happiness. So this kind of sounds interesting to me. The next two are adult books, and then I have some picture books. And even though my daughter is 10, we still read a lot. Well, she's 9, but she's about to be 10. We still read a lot of picture books. This is Matt Haig, The Midnight Library. So this book's like super popular. Like my library had like 2 or 3 copies of this. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it. Possibly, if not, I've never read it. So I want to give it a try. I think it's kind of like a heavier content. Like it's, since of course it's an adult book, but it's about someone who I think is like struggling with their life and trying to make a decision. And I think they have this like, like the books in the Midnight Library enable Nora to live as if she had done things differently. Each one contains a different life, possible world in which she made different choices that played out in an infinite number of ways, affecting everyone she knew as well as many people she never met. So, and then it says, what is the best way to live? And I know he wrote a nonfiction book that I read, so I was interested to check this book out. And then this book, I was like anxiously awaiting this book. I kept trying to check it out. My library constantly had it, someone had it checked out, and I reserved it, and I finally got it. And so this is Boy, Snow, Bird. This book just drew me in by the cover, and I'm definitely going to probably mess up this name, so I'm just going to say it's like Helen Oyeyemi is the author. And so this book sounds so interesting. It's, let's see. In the winter of 1953, Boy Novak arrives by chance in a small town in Massachusetts, looking, she believes, for beauty, the opposite of the life she left behind in New York. She marries a local widower, and becomes stepmother to his winsome daughter, Snow. A wicked stepmother is a creature Boy never imagined she'd become, but elements of the familiar tale of aesthetic obsession begin to play themselves out when the birth of Boy's daughter, Bird, who is dark-skinned, exposes the Whitmans as light-skinned African Americans passing for white. And even as Boy, Snow, and Bird are divided, their estrangement is complicated by an insistent curiosity about one another. So I think it's like loosely based on Snow White. That's why it's called Boy, Snow, Bird. And it's interesting, just like the name of the main character, who is a woman, is named Boy. I find that really interesting, and I'm sure there's a reason why she chose this title, Boy. It's just so interesting. It just seems really interesting. I haven't read a synopsis like this in a while, so I would definitely want to check it out. Okay, now picture books. So picture books, I've been trying to focus on finding picture books that deal with like emotional like kind of characters going through like emotional things, and like I want to focus for my daughter's in 4th grade now, but for 5th grade, I want to focus a little bit with homeschool on like emotional intelligence and like learning about more about feelings and emotions, which honestly we really never talked about much in homeschool. And I think it's like, you know, really important, you know, like obviously kids learn things like multiplication, but it's like you're really dealing with your own body and your emotions and your feelings and, you know, things that happen and with your thoughts like more, right? You won't be doing multiplication. Most people with most jobs are at home every day. So not that it's not valuable, but so I really am starting to scope out like picture books and looking for like other books that I think I would want to purchase or like recheck out for 5th grade for like read aloud. So this book I've checked out before. I'll just quickly discuss it, but it's called The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, and basically it's this book I recommend. It's really good. Basically it's called The Invisible Boy because it's about a little boy who feels invisible, and it literally like starts out like that, where he is like, even in the illustrations, like pictured as invisible. And it's all about teaching your child that even though they might not be able, like he doesn't make friends easily at first, or people are kind of overlooking him, he does eventually like make friends with people that he connects with. So there's hope, because I know like when I was a child, I had trouble making friends because I was very shy, and we moved, and when I was in like 9, and that was very hard for me to adjust, and it took me a long time to make friends. And then we moved again when I was in 6th grade, and again I went through the same struggles. Everyone had their friends that they grew up with, cliques, and so this book would have been very beneficial to me if I would have had this book in my hands, you know, when I was 9. So I think it's very hopeful that, you know, even though not everybody wants to be your friend, or not everybody can, or you want to be their friend, there is hope that you will find people, you know, kids, whatever, that you will connect with. And that's like kind of the message that, you know, he kind of comes out of his shell as not feeling invisible when he actually finds a connection, you know, with other kids. So it's like, it's really important book. Okay, and then this is, so I have a stack of picture books here, and then that one's my favorite. I probably would purchase that book. My daughter's actually an extrovert. I'm an introvert, so she doesn't really have as much trouble like making friends, I think, as I did. But yet I still wanted to check it out, but I don't think I'll buy it. But it's my favorite one out of this stack. And then my second favorite is this. Adrian Simcox Does Not Have a Horse. And the illustrator I really love her work is Karina Lukin, and then the author is Marcy Campbell. But this book is all about a little girl who she's really annoyed that this little boy keeps saying he has a horse. I don't want to like spoil it because it's like a picture book and it's short, but she doesn't believe that he has a horse, and she just like wants to prove him wrong. Like, no, you don't have a horse. Like, you don't have enough money for a horse. Like, horses are really expensive. The illustrations are really pretty, and she just like is relentless. It's kind of like teaching children to just be respectful and kind of other people's, you know, other people. Like, you know, even though you might think someone's wrong or not agree, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to like shame someone or embarrass them or whatever. And so it has a really nice ending, and I really was like, I told my daughter, I was like, you need to read this book. You know, I think this is a book I would buy or recheck out. And that was my second favorite one. And then this is Blue. This one's nonfiction. This book is awesome. I really think it's pretty new. It's a history of the color as deep as the sea and as wide as the sky. So it's like the history, and here's the author, and I don't know if that's the illustrator. Yeah, author and illustrator. So it's basically like a history of the color blue, which is very interesting because it's very complicated to get, you know, certain colors, like especially this color. And I want to, yeah, so it's like a picture book, and then at the end, of course, it tells you about the history of, like, it talks about like indigo and the evil side of the trade for blue. Leaders and landowners around the world abused or enslaved countless people just so they could grow more indigo. So it talks about all the different, you know, types of, you know, blue. whether it be like indigo. I was thinking they would talk about cobalt more, but I don't know. Maybe I overlooked it, but like it just has like a little bit, and then the end, you know, it talks about facts, like, and this is where it just mentions cobalt in the back, how a source of blue found in the mines of Persia, present-day Iran. But it didn't really talk about present-day cobalt mining, which is like, could be a whole nother book in itself, which I was hoping it would. But it's really interesting. Yeah. And then this book, I really like this author, Kobe Yamada. This is called Maybe, a story about endless potential in all of us. So this book is really cute. It kind of reminds me of, gosh, where's that picture book that, oh gosh, like I'm having a blank. Oh, like All the Places You'll Go. And it's like Dr. Seuss or whatever. We have that book. But it's just like a sweet kind of like, you know, picture book. Like, have you ever wondered why you were here? You are the only one there ever has been or ever will be. You have so much to offer. So it's just kind of like a sweet little book, kind of like instilling confidence in children, you know. Very short, of course. I mean, not all picture books are as short, but it's just very few words. Maybe you are here to help in ways that only you can. I really like this page. It's probably one of my favorite ones. Letting butterflies out of a cage. It's just beautiful. So I really like it. Yeah. And then this one, dealing again with like social, emotional, you know, feelings. I wanted to check this one out. When sadness is at your door. So this one's okay. I do like the simplicity of the illustrations, but it's just, I think this would probably be good for like my daughter. Even though picture books are meant for like a certain age group, I still think some, you know, are a little bit like for an older audience. And then I think this one's very much probably for like a younger audience than my daughter. But, you know, it's like when sometimes sadness arrives unexpectedly, it follows you around. I like the concept of it. And sits so close to you, you can hardly breathe. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I want to show it. It just offers things you can do, but so I still think it's really, you know, beneficial book. And then this one is really pretty. Bright Star. This is the author. So I've been wanting to check this book out for a while. So it's about a little baby, a fawn, really beautiful illustrations. And it's just like, child, you are awake. Breathe in and breathe out. And it's like, you are a bright star inside our heart. So it's like some things you can see, others you must find. It's very much, you know, I think written again, like, of course, as it should be for like, it's just like a really young audience. Can you imagine his story? You imagine the most beautiful world. So yeah, I think really pretty. Okay, Little Bird's Day. So I kind of like put them in order of like my favorites, but I checked all of these out because I thought the illustrations were really beautiful, so I wanted to show it. I read all of these books. Little Bird's Day, here's like the author and the illustrator, and I checked them all out, and this is like the joyful story of the day in the life of a little bird who sings the world alive, flies with cloud, travels with wind, nestles with moon, and dreams of flying among the stars. So just like picture book about kind of like a day in the life of a little bird. Here comes wind blowing and gusting. Time to eat, little bird. Time to feast in the flowers. Again, this is one of those picture books I think is, you know, for like a younger picture book audience, which, you know, that's just my opinion. I don't know. And I'm kind of looking for older, I don't know. I like philosophical picture books. I like stuff with, I don't know, like, I guess some are more direct, which, like I said, that's why I think those are more for, like, younger kids. This is Life, Cynthia Ryland and Brendan Wenzel. There's so much to love about life. This is another book that's kind of just like, oh, you know, like, having joy in your life or something like that. Like, it's just, life begins small. Even for elephants and it grows. Again, this one I think is, like, would be good for, like, you know, I don't know, like to read to like a younger child, or like 4 or 5, to read to like a, you know, like a preschooler. It's kind of like the snake, see, like the snake will say grass. So, again, that's what picture books are for. I'm not like criticizing it. I'm just saying, like, that's why I didn't pick it as like one of my favorites out of this haul. Because, you know, it's like you never know what you're going to get. when I do hauls from the library, I don't always know. It's just like gamble, right? But, and something to protect. So, yeah, it's like for younger audience. But I still think it's really pretty. The illustrations are really awesome. And so yeah, very sweet, just a sweet, simple story. So yeah, that's all, you guys, for the haul, the library haul and the book haul for my daughter. I really appreciate everyone who likes this video and watches it, especially to the end. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I really, really appreciate everyone who subscribes. It really helps me grow this channel. Thanks so much. Goodbye.